Hello, welcome everyone. This is Lisa with Queen Bee Creations. Um, I am here today with actually a gift idea. Usually we do fun fold cards, but we're getting close to Christmas. And even though this is not a Christmas item that I made, if you did it in the right colors with DSP, it could be. I saw someone mention in the comments it could be a great stocking stuffer. Indeed, it could. We're going to do a post-it note cover. I've got a little bit of a delay on my video. I hope that's not happening at your end. But this just opens up and I don't have it glued down, but it would be glued down on the inside and would hold post-it notes because I like to give little gifts to people that I want to give something to, and I don't have a lot of money. So making it myself um, and having it be inexpensive but yet heartfelt is usually my goal. They're also great for selling at craft fairs. So let's show you how it's done. There we go. There's my desk. It doesn't seem to be bouncing around like my face was. Okay, we're going to be using the Painted Pumpkins bundle. This is a new one I haven't used yet. And I'm using, once again, this paper. I love this product of the month paper. The Glow of Harvest. So it is one-sided, but it has all these beautiful options, and it is pearlized. So it's got a really nice sheen to it, which makes it feel kind of expensive, but it repels stuff, dust and those sorts of things. When I was creating this, my goal was to make it easy to throw into your purse or have in your car handy. And the dark cardstock and the sheen that's on this hopefully makes it so it's not going to pick up a lot of, fingerprints and, those sorts of things. And it would be good for, a long time. Okay, so I'm going to show you how that's done. Oh, thank you, Nancy. Nancy said she just bought book 5. That's exciting. I only got it approved by Stampin' Up yesterday. I do these fun fold tutorial books, and I have to have them approved by Stampin' Up in order to have them for sale. And yesterday it was approved, and so now it's out there on my website and for sale. If you're wondering what is in each book, please take a look at each listing. I do have not photocopies. I have photos of the table of contents on each book, so you can see which ones are on there. You can also go to my YouTube channel, and there are playlists that will show you everything that's in each book. This is a Pentel RSVP pen, and now is the perfect time to pick them up with back to school stuff on sale all over the place. You can get a really good price on these. I pick them up at big box stores. You know the ones. Like I said, I pulled out this paper and I went with this one this time, but there are lots of options, and I thought we would look at the different colors that it could go with. I think I'm going to go with the Cajun Craze because, again, I like the idea that the darker colors will repel off any, debris, I guess, dirt from your hands, oils, those sorts of things, as well as this sheen of a paper. Okay, in order to do these, like I said, I usually do them for craft fairs. So I start out with my cardstock, and each one needs to be 8.5 by 3.5. Now it might be smarter to start out with the score lines, because I can go ahead and score all 3 of them, and then once I cut them, they're all done. I don't have to do 3 separate ones, and I do love the Simply Scored when I am scoring. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. If you get my books, anytime I do something like this, it is a diagram in the book, usually, if it's needed. So I am pulling up the book I am creating for my handheld gifts, or handmade gifts. And so I have a diagram I'm following, so we know this is correct. So I'm going to start out with a small end because it's cardstock. And I'm going to go 1.5, 2, 5, and then 5.5. Okay. And then I'm going to cut them at 3.5 inches. So I'm going to line that up in my trimmer. And I can get 3 out of each one. And then I'm going to have a little bit left over. So sometimes if I'm paying attention, what I'll do is I'll cut 1 inch off first so that I don't have the score lines in it, because there will be 1 inch left over, but not a real big deal. Okay, then I'm going to take my designer series paper and I'm going to cut this to 3.25. Since this is 3.5, we're going down 1/4 inch to 3.25. Okay, now the layers that are going to have to go onto this are all 3.25 wide, but this one's going to be 1.25. And then I need 2 of them at 3/8 inch. So that's going to be just over 1/4 inch and before 1/2 inch. I need 2 of those. When I made my sample, I cut them in order, but I found out it really kind of doesn't matter because we need to rotate them because they have an up and a down direction on this paper. If you have a paper that is random, I would cut them in order and do 1.25, 3/8, 2 3/4, 3/8, and then 2 3/4. Okay, then I'm going to take them and I'm going to attach them to my designer series paper. Okay, now what we want to pay attention, or attach them to my cardstock. Sorry. What I want to pay attention to is the direction that I want things to go, because this is going to be right side up. And then this is right side up. And then this is right side up. Now, it's probably not going to matter on these because they're so skinny, and you could even leave them blank if you don't want to deal with the little 3/8 inch. I have made them and left that off completely and just had them solid colors. But we're going to open this up and attach them. So I'm going to use Seal. You could use liquid glue if you wish. I like that Seal doesn't make as much of a mess, and it dries really super fast because it's, you know, an instant connect. As usually when I'm doing these, I'm kind of doing assembly line and doing a whole bunch at once. Like I said, they sell great at the craft fairs. Okay, now these, because they're so skinny, I don't know that this is really going to fit well. So I'm going to just draw a little bit of glue. So I'm kind of watching the edges because I want this to be even all the way down. Okay. Now I'm going to do mini Velcro dots on this. If I was doing the little mini magnets, which are also very cool to use, I would have put the mini magnet on before adding this piece of designer series paper because I would have sandwiched it underneath so that it would not be visible. I'm not too worried about it with the Velcro dots because I'm going to use the clear side over here, so it really won't be so noticeable. Okay, I am going to use the pumpkins that come out of the dies that go here. And I thought originally when I bought this, I thought these were the kind of dies that do the impression in them, and they actually don't. They actually cut out. Because my thought was I was going to do this really cool thing where I push this into the ink and then have the ink impressions be in the lines that go here. With those texture dies you can. This was a cut die, so it didn't work so well. So it just cut out the middle. So just a tip, if you're thinking they're going to do an impression and they're not, the lines cut all the way through. Okay, I do have some pumpkins already cut, and I did pumpkin pie and very vanilla, and then I did a few leaves out of early espresso. And then I'm going to punch a circle using the 2 3/8 inch circle to be my focal point on the front, because we want it to have a little bit of stability, and so building the focal point onto this allows us, you know, a little more strength because it's 2 layers of cardstock, you know, actually 3 in the middle here, but you know what I mean. It just makes it a little stiffer and will hold up a little bit longer. When I go to put the Post-it notes in the middle, what I do is I put tear and tape all the way around the back. So then we can just peel that off. And again, Post-it notes is another great thing to grab this time of year. These ones I think I got at the dollar store, and they're really thin, so I don't think they're thick enough. Kind of chintzy. So if you can pick up the decent ones at a big box store, get them now while they're on sale. Okay, so like I said, we're going to put our focal point here. So I'm going to lay down our pumpkins. So I'm going to start with the larger one in the back. Put the smaller one over the front. And I could have done these both in the same color, or, you know, any number of things. And then I'm going to take the leaves and I'm going to actually just snip this off. And I have adhesive sheet on the back. So I'm going to make the end of that match up with the stem here and have them come off the front. And then I want to, let's see, put adhesive there so that it's going to match up on the front. And then I'm just kind of looking to kind of center it overall in the front of the little holder. Then I'm going to take my Velcro dots. Okay, these are just the 3/8 inch, you know, from the sewing department. They are on my Amazon store along with the magnets. Those sorts of things are all there. But I'm going to put the fuzzy one up here because it's got a little bit of white to it, whereas these are more clear. And I'm going to turn it over and stick them together. So my sticky side is up towards me, and then I'm going to very carefully place it down and connect the two. Okay, so that's our Post-it note holder. Then for the pen, I'm going to take the same cardstock. So let's go ahead and grab that. And I want 3/4 of an inch. By about 3.5. Okay, so that's going to give me this little piece here. Then what I want to do is curl this. So I'm going to use my bone folder, and I'm just gently pulling it until I start getting the curve. I don't know if you can see that, where it's starting to bend for me. Somebody said she's not having a great look at craft fairs in this economy. Yeah, like, they are a good gift. They're stocking stuffers, you know. There are some people who, you know, are looking for small, expensive gifts, you know, in this economy, like you're saying, maybe they're looking for something inexpensive. I've been finding that my gift card holders are selling really well. I make these little ones that just hold the gift card, and I'm kind of sold out because people, you know, are a little careful with their money and they don't want to buy something they don't think someone's going to use. So I've found gift cards to be very popular. My kids are now in their 30s, and so we're a little too practical, and we order everything on Amazon and have it shipped because they ship it for free. So they're not really wrapped. I think my son has them, you know, put them in the little gift bags Amazon will let you have, but my daughter and I don't pay the extra money for that. We just say, your gift's on its way. Okay, so I'm just pulling this other one out of here because I need to go buy some more pens. But the idea is we're going to take this, now that we've got it all rolled up, and I'm going to put it into the case. Now, I have a tendency to take the seam that's there and run it underneath the words, just because I think it's going to cover it up a little bit. But then it just pushes down in there. And then we stick this back in the end. And there we have the pen that matches our note holder. So really quick, easy, and simple. So is this something you've ever made before? Have you seen it on my channel before? I'm kind of curious. I have done this video several times, and it's always been very popular. But as I said, I'm trying to work on a book of 3D gifts and wanted to update some of my videos. And this is one of them. So there you go. So thank you for being here, and I will be back on Monday with another either a handmade gift or a fun fold card for you guys. So I will see you Monday at 2:30 Mountain Time. Thanks so much. Bye.